I'd like to talk a little bit today about the harness. The first piece of harness here is the bridle. The bridle is made up of the headband here, the blinders, which keep objects from looming up on the horse from spooking him. These are open blinders as opposed to some blinders that are closer to the face. I like the open ones because Fenian has such a pretty face. Right, Fenian? Also on the bridle we have the noseband that keeps the bridle from sliding backwards on the horse's face. And then at the bottom we have the bit. This is how we tell the horse which way to go, when to stop. And we can also control the horse's speed by various pressure on the bit. The lines, that's what we drive the horse with. They're not called reins on a carriage, they're called lines. They go back to the driver's seat right there. Also on this harness I have a check line which goes from the bit back to a hook on the saddle here, and that prevents the horse from munching on any oats that might be lying on the street here, which would have, be contaminated by pigeon droppings. The throat latch here keeps the bridle on the horse, and it's also where we have to keep his identification tag. The next piece of harness I'd like to look at here is the collar. This is how the horse actually pulls the carriage. This is called a Dutch collar. The collar with the pad there has what they call spiders. These are called spiders. These go up over the horse's neck just in front of the withers, and of course down the other side. Going back from the collar, we have heavy leather straps that are called traces. These go back to this item, which is called a whiffle tree. Okay, it runs across the back of the shafts of the carriage. The whiffle tree can pivot back and forth. The idea behind that is that the natural movement of the shoulder of the horse as he steps forward is this movement. So to compensate for that, the whiffle tree moves in the back. So basically, it makes the carriage easier and smoother to pull for the horse. Behind the collar, we have the saddle. The saddle goes around the girth of the horse and is usually padded top and bottom. Also on the saddle we have the turrets. These are used to run the lines back from the bit, through the collar, through the saddle, back to the driver. Stops the lines from wandering around all over the place, keeps them from getting tangled up in other harness. And then also we have on the saddle the tug. That is called a tug. And the purpose of the tug is to hold the shaft. The shaft is not heavy, as you can see. I'm lifting the shaft with one finger. The shaft goes back. Again, the whiffle tree is connected to the shaft and it moves. The natural motion of the horse. And the shaft then is connected to the carriage here. Coming back from the saddle, we have the back strap. This is the back strap. And the back strap goes back to a set of spiders, another set of spiders. And they hold what's called the breeching strap. And the breeching strap is what keeps the carriage from running into the horse. It holds back the carriage. It's connected to the shaft by holdback straps. The Amish call these holdbacks. So that's what I'm going to call them. And they are fixed through a loop under the shaft and they keep the breeching in place. The breeching is never tight on the horse. Breeching is always loose on the horse. None of this harness is sitting tight and heavy on the horse. The only piece that's tightened around the horse is the saddle, and it's not that tight. The collar is nice and loose and only comes into play when he starts walking. The bridle helps steer the horse, slow him down, that sort of stuff. The saddle helps to hold the shafts, which steer the carriage. The Dutch collar here and the traces go back to the whiffle tree, which moves with the natural motion of the horse walking. That's connected to the shafts by that center bolt. The shafts are connected to the carriage, undercarriage right there. The style and the design of harness for driving horses has been the same for thousands of years. Horse harness was designed to be as efficient as possible for the job that it was made to do. And they did a good job because you cannot improve it. There are cave drawings in Greece which show horses harnessed to ancient wagons, and the sketch of the harness on the horse's body is exactly the same as if you were to sketch that horse standing there today.